Hello everybody, this is Leetfool with Digrun Coalition. I am doing a quick overview of Sarkhan the Mad, the setup that I'm currently using with Terrors, which you can pretty much use all the time. I'm going to explain how it kind of works and plays in with this particular character. I like to call the deck setup the Mad Twilight. Okay. So, going over Sarkhan's abilities. Fiery Sacrifice, draw one card and lose one life. This is kind of nice when you are dealing with discard constantly, which is pretty much built into this deck setup that I'm going to show you. This allows you to constantly be able to bring up new cards. There's going to be the Call Dragon. This is just kind of nice if you need to hit the brakes and get an extra turn by getting rid of a vampire that might attack during the frenzy. This takes care of that. Fiery Breath. Let's say you've gotten all your additional objectives taken care of, and you just want to end the round. You built up. You're not going to use these abilities too often, so you built up all those points. You can go ahead, call a dragon. Next turn, hit him with Fiery Breath. That'll pretty much end any game. It's kind of a dangerous thing to have sitting there in the background to help you out. So we're going to go into Deck Editor really quick. We'll take a look at each card. To the Slaughter. This one doesn't have Madness, which is good. You'll come to understand why. But it does have Delirium, so you get the extra damage. It's a really cheap way to take out any creature that doesn't have hexproof. Demolish. This will stop somebody from really being able to jam you up with supports, and I find it to be just generally useful if you have a red deck. Inner Struggle. Also another cheap way to take out a creature. And no Madness here, so that's good. Olivia. Okay, so this is kind of the centerpiece. You don't really actually use this card too often. It's in there to regain health if you need to, or if you're dealing with a really vicious opponent that happens to get some creatures out quick. This is a nice way to recoup, but really not the centerpiece. Believe it or not, for you're not. Well, it is a centerpiece in the sense that it's the strongest card in the deck. But it's not something you need to use too often, and I'll show you why. So you have the Stenzia Masquerade. This does have Madness. Each creature you control gains first strike until the end of your turn, and each vampire you control gets 2/2. The 2/2 sticks with them, so you can kind of keep using these over and over again. Furyblade Vampire. Activate 3, you discard one card, and this creature gets +3 until the end of your turn. Another nice thing to mention with this, aside from the Berserker, and also I can't remember the name of it now. Trample. There you go. Ability. The other nice thing about this one is any card you discard will trigger this ability, not just the activate. So, Vampire Berserker. So this will actually work if this creature is out. Any vampire that you cast behind this creature, once he's out on the field, you will get credit for on the Madness counter in the event objectives. Behold the Beyond. Behold the Beyond allows you to discard, which plays in with a lot of the vampires in this deck. It also allows you a mana boost on all your Madness cards, plus a general 6 mana boost across. This is a very effective card with this setup. Stromkirk Condemned. When you discard a card, each vampire you control gets +1/+1. Now, this goes along the whole discard thing. This is kind of how you compete with some of those higher end creatures and decks, because you can ramp up damage really fast. Lightning Axe. Some more discarding, because as you can see, discarding kind of benefits this deck. You discard one, and target creature takes 6 damage. And that's pretty much it. It's just a lot of tricks for discards. I mean, even Olivia plays into that with her discard. So you're pretty much constantly discarding cards for the sake of boosting up your creatures, and it works out really well, believe it or not. Especially with Sarkhan, he gives them a nice little advantage. So I'll show you guys how it runs. We'll take this out on quick battle. Okay. Well, this isn't really a bad start. I do want to avoid Koth getting the jump on me here by me connecting some of these because I could, well, no, I could take the red out. I'll get both. The other thing I like about Sarkhan is that he has bonuses for every gem, so he doesn't really concentrate like some of the other characters in one spot, but this makes him very versatile. You don't have to worry about board control. You just have to try and get the best amount of matches that you can. Yeah, +1, +1, +2, +2. So that Condemn's about to get a huge boost once this gets going. Hmm. So some choices to make here. Do we want to take all of our vampires right now and make them, give them madness? And I'm gonna go with not quite yet. It's gonna get there. Once we get her out, that'll start to like pay off. You'll see it'll drive everything up really quick, and then we're gonna lose a lot of cards really quick too. So So you can see costs starting to get underway. That'll become problematic shortly. So, yeah, get that going. I don't worry too much about building up ability points. It's never been like a huge concern of mine. Hmm. So that 11-9 is a little interesting as he's got that out now. I'm not too worried. Yeah, now you see what just happened there. So Koth had this huge creature, and we started our discard waterfall, so to speak. And Stormclock sitting up at the Stormkirk Condemned is sitting up at like 18. You know, he's hitting us with the kitchen sink. Doesn't really matter. It's over. It's done. Like, I'm gonna get an extra turn here. I'm gonna abandon another card. I'm gonna build a little bit more strength for all of the vampires. And get some madness points. Get another vampire out there. And that's the thing. Now that it's a beautiful setup. It doesn't seem like it. You look at them, you're like, oh, the mana costs are low. There's nothing really great about these cards. When you put them together, it's pretty seamless. And this is exactly what I wanted to show too. I wanted to show a Koth versus Sarkhan in this situation. So glad we got that out of the way. Oh, there's another Behold the Beyond. Yeah, that would, I mean, you can imagine once that deck fills up what that would have done. So there's the overview. Really happy to show you guys this. And enjoy. Happy hunting.